Today we're going to be starting our road to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movie marathon. We're going to be reviewing all Harry Potter movies. Today we're going to be starting with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is directed by Chris Columbus, also known for directing Home Alone 1 and 2. He's directed some other stuff, but that's the only stuff I've seen from him. It stars Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson. And let me just start off by saying, these three kids were cast amazingly. They do such a good job in this movie, but more on them later. So the movie starts off in Private Drive, and the first bit of magic we see is Dumbledore bringing the lights from all the lampposts into the little container. And McGonagall going from cat to witch. We see the silhouette, we see the shadow come up the wall, and it's just, right away, you're like, okay, we're doing some magic stuff. Cool. The next thing we see is Hagrid come down on his bike to deliver Harry as a baby. Immediately, we're told what kind of character Hagrid is. He starts crying when he drops off Harry. Why? Because he's a lovable, caring goofball, and he's a sucker for any kind of baby or cub or baby dragons that we learn later in the movie. He's a sucker for all of it. He's just a huge, lovable goofball, and that's why I love Hagrid so much. But immediately, you recognize what kind of character he is. After they drop him off, we're introduced to Harry's family, his aunt, uncle, and his cousin Dudley. Right away, we see what kind of life Harry has with living down underneath the stairs in the cupboard, and Dudley just running up and down the stairs, jumping on top of his, essentially, roof. We then see the family making him cook, making them serve. He's basically a child servant in that home. And you just immediately hate the crap out of his cousin.
How many are there?
36. Counted them myself.
36? But last year I had 37!
Yes, well, some of them are quite a bit bigger than last year.
I don't care how big they are!
So right away we see that Harry isn't really liked. He is kind of just there. They took him in by force, really. They never wanted to have him there. But at the same time, he's not a hateful kid. He's still nice. He just tries to make the best out of what he's given, which is saying a lot, because I know in that situation I would have flipped. Harry Potter is a great character. You can tell what kind of kid he is, even when it's his birthday, they're in the cabin, and he draws a birthday cake in the dirt for himself. Happy birthday, Harry. Like, he says it to himself. He's a great kid with a great heart, and I think that's why people connect with him right away. So then Hagrid comes in and he tells him that he's a wizard, and he takes him away. And in my opinion, Hagrid is his first real friend. He takes him to Diagon Alley, which, by the way, is beautiful. I remember looking at that when they're showing off Diagon Alley, when they're showing off Gringotts. It just took me back to when I went to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter down in Florida. Such amazing world building. What J.K. Rowling was able to do is build this amazing, really detailed world, and hats off to her, because wow, it's incredible. I mean, obviously they made 8 movies, a theme park, new movies are going to come out soon. It's huge. So obviously that's really, really well done. So after Harry picks up all of his stuff from Diagon Alley, Hagrid drops him off at King's Cross train station, and he's supposed to look for platform 9 3/4. Then he runs into the Weasleys. He comes up and he asks how to get through, and she just says, run right on in. And so he runs in, and he's right there, platform 9 3/4, with the train, bunch of smoke coming out of it. It's really, really, really cool. When they're in the train cart, Ron comes up to Harry, and he finds out that he's Harry Potter. And they immediately become friends. Harry orders a bunch of food from the cart, and they just bond over food. That's the kind of stuff you bond over when you're a little kid. And then Hermione comes into the picture. She comes in, she sees Ron trying to do a spell. After he fails, she comes up to Harry Potter and successfully fixes his glasses. Now, she does come off of kind of like a know-it-all.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Hey, listen, kids. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. If you ever meet one of those kinds of people that are kind of like a know-it-all, that, they're super smart, but they come off a little obnoxious, just hang in there. Little secret, those are probably the best kind of friends you can have. Why? Because they're super smart, they're going somewhere in life, and they're genuine friends. Why? Because no one gives them the time of day. So they're the best kind of friends you can have. And Hermione is just that. She's so smart, she's so resourceful. I've always said that if it wasn't for Hermione, Ron and Harry would have been dead. Probably in this movie. So we finally get to Hogwarts, and I love this part. I love when they're on the boats, and they pan up, and the music swells up, and you see Hogwarts, and it looks amazing. It's a castle, and the wonderment in Harry's eyes and Ron and Hermione, you can see everyone just in awe of this beautiful, beautiful castle. Really well done. I love this part. Right before they're sorted into their houses, we meet Draco Malfoy, and oh my god, I forgot how much of a tool this kid is. He's the worst. He's such a snotty little brat. Draco tries to befriend Harry, and he says no. He pretty much can tell what kind of a person he is. A little later on in the movie, we get introduced to Quidditch. The CGI is a little dated, but it's still held up for the most part. It took me a little bit out because I'm so used to the super high quality CGI in movies nowadays, but for the time, it was really well done, really seamless. They only used it when they had to, and for everything else, it was practical, which Chris Columbus, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. There's nothing worse than too much CGI. Go ahead and ask the Green Lantern.
And please don't make the super suit green or animate it.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate Alan Rickman, Professor Snape? This man's amazing, amazing, amazing talent. May you rest in peace. You will always be remembered. Always.
Always.
He does such a good job of, throughout almost the entire series, being a red herring, being depicted as this bad guy. Watching it again, knowing the outcome, it was really clever what they did to kind of make it seem like it was Snape. But if you notice, right where Snape is, Quirrell was always right to the side. It was really cleverly done, really smart, and Alan Rickman. Such an amazing, amazing talent. So we finally find out that what's hiding under Fluffy, the three-headed dog, is the Sorcerer's Stone. And the rest of the movie becomes then trying to find out who's trying to take it and how to get down there. So they find out how to get down there, and it's really cool and really interesting what they do. Right at the beginning, they fall into the devil's snare. Hermione, from herbology class, remembers how to get away from it. And they can move on to the second part. Harry's skills on flying on a broom come in handy to catch the key. At the very end, there's a game of chess that you have to win, which Ron is really good at. Convenient? Maybe, but it was so fun that I liked it. I let him get away with it because it was really cool to see all that, especially the wizard's chess. At the time, we've never seen anything like it, and it was really well done, really cool, which ultimately leads to Ron sacrificing himself so Harry can move on. And coming from a kid, wow, that's really impressive. It just builds their friendship for the next movies. Get to the end where Professor Quirrell is waiting for Harry. They go back and forth, they exchange some words, and then Harry burns his face off. He flies off, who knows where, to set up the next movie. After everything, they announce the House Cup, and Gryffindor wins. Obviously because it was a kid's book. But what I really liked, why they won. They won because of Neville Longbottom, which I like the way Dumbledore put it. It takes a great deal to stand up to your enemies, but a far more to stand up to your friends. Neville Longbottom is one of the most underrated characters throughout the entire series, until the end. So if you haven't seen these movies, keep an eye on him. Also, why are you watching? So many spoilers. Anyways, that's all I got on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Look forward to the Chamber of Secrets and the rest of the movies on this road to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them coming out next month. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.